What's up, everyone? Welcome to the November 10th edition of the NBA Injury Report brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And we have a four-game NBA slate tonight, so not quite as much injury news as we've had to deal with yesterday or on Monday when every team played, but there is still plenty of stuff that we're waiting on and probably more stuff that's going to come out during the course of the day. So we're going to take a look at all of that. But first, click the link in the description below, sign up and make a deposit at BetMGM. Place a real money wager and receive up to a risk-free first bet of up to $1,000, in addition to 2 free months of Stokastic Plus Platinum. Click that link in the description below and take advantage of that offer. Now, looking at the injury news that we know that we're waiting on today, starting with the Washington Wizards, Kristaps Porzingis is questionable. We already know that Bradley Beal is out. So if Porzingis misses this game, there is going to be a lot of usage available, particularly for Kyle Kuzma, potentially some for Monte Morris, and maybe we actually see Will Barton crack the closing lineup as one of the only players on the Wizards that can score. It would make him look a bit better as well. From a playing time standpoint, we also should see more Daniel Gafford if Porzingis is out, and Rui Hachimura should play more minutes as well. For the Miami Heat, Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin are both questionable. If one is out, Max Strus probably moves into the starting lineup in their place. If both are out, I'm not really sure who moves into the starting lineup other than Strus. Maybe you see Gabe Vincent. Maybe you see Duncan Robinson. There's a couple of different ways Miami could go. But the big news here is Hero from a usage standpoint, because we know Hero is the highest usage guy on this team so far this season. He's also rebounding at a high rate. And as a result, if he's out, in addition to the increased playing time for somebody like Max Strus and Gabe Vincent, you also are going to get increased production or expect increased production from Kyle Lowry, Jimmy Butler, and Bam Adebayo. For the New Orleans Pelicans, Larry Nance Jr. is questionable tonight after missing last night's game. If he is out, you can once again project Jonas Valanciunas for a bit more playing time. He played about 29 and a half minutes last night without Nance. I would like Valanciunas' playing time a bit better if Yusuf Nurkic ends up playing for the Blazers as well. If Nurkic doesn't play, I do think that you still project Valanciunas for a few extra minutes, but the risk of Portland playing small and the Pelicans potentially deciding to match does become a little bit higher if Nurkic is out. For the Philadelphia 76ers, PJ Tucker is questionable. I don't think this is likely to have a huge impact, but if he's out, you do probably get more playing time for George Niang and for Matisse Thybulle. Niang of those two is the one that's going to look the most interesting from a fantasy standpoint because he has averaged over 0.8 DraftKings points per minute so far this season. And for the Portland Trailblazers, Damian Lillard was just ruled out. So that's going to be a bump to pretty much everybody who is on the floor because his usage and his playmaking disappears. Anthony Simons is going to have the offense run through him now. But we also have a questionable Jeremy Grant and a questionable Yusuf Nurkic. Both of those guys would benefit from Lillard's absence if they're able to go. But if they're not, it's opening up a lot of front court minutes. They both missed yesterday's game. And as a result, Drew Eubanks started, played about 22 minutes, and Trendon Watford played about 26 minutes off the bench behind him. Justice Winslow also started, as we've seen frequently, and he is likely to play upper 20s in minutes as well, with the potential to play more now that Dame is also out. So both of those guys would look better. Keon Johnson is expected to play for the Blazers. He's somebody that didn't really give us a good DFS game previously when Lillard was out, but does get some opportunities. So he's going to look a little bit better. Shadon Sharp should get more minutes with Lillard out as well. So to recap, the injury news that we are currently waiting on, Kristaps Porzingis is questionable for the Wizards. Tyler Hero and Caleb Martin are both questionable for Miami. Larry Nance is questionable for the Pelicans. PJ Tucker, questionable for the Sixers. And Jeremy Grant and Yusuf Nurkic are questionable for the Blazers, while Damian Lillard was just ruled out.